Coming up on The Whitney Reynolds Show. You helped smuggle a lover out of prison.
That's right, the maximum security prison.
Hello and welcome to The Whitney Reynolds Show. Today we are going behind the scenes and taking you with us. We are lifting the curtain to some amazing stories and some untold interviews. Toby was known in her town for being a firefighter's wife. He was also the first guy she dated. They had 2 kids. This mom was also known for heading up a nonprofit that helped dogs get adopted. However, what caused this woman from growing up quietly in Kansas City to being on the FBI's most wanted list? Let's find out. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be here.
Okay, so let's go back. I mean, I also told you this too. You look like someone I could meet in the grocery store and become friends with.
Yes.
Little do you know that you helped smuggle a lover out of prison.
That's right, out of a medium custody prison, a maximum security prison too. I started a prison dog program because I wanted to do something that'd make a difference in the world. And a year into the program, I just happened to fall in love with one of my dog handlers.
And when you say I just happened to fall in love, you were married at the time.
I was married,
Were you happily married?
No, but I never admitted it to myself. You know, you're not an adult when you're 20, and I think we just grew apart. And, you know, by the time my kids were gone from home, we'd gone like this and we didn't have anything in common. And I didn't realize that I wasn't happy until I met John Maynard, and I was like, oh man, now I know what this should feel like.
Okay, so you start this prison dog program. John, I'm calling him your lover. Did you immediately have this sense of attraction?
Not immediately. He was in my program for a year. And then I was going through a really difficult emotional time because my dad was dying of cancer. And nobody asked me how I was doing, except for John Maynard.
Did you know you were falling in love with a convicted felony murderer?
I did know. I did know that John had been convicted of felony murder. And
did he address this with you?
Yes.
How long did you date without physically touching? I mean, because most of us, when we think about being courted, it involves holding hands or kissing, and you couldn't do any of that.
That's right. So it was really quick, actually. It was about 4 months before the escape.
Did your brain immediately go to, I am getting him out of here?
No, I didn't. I just thought, well, you know, we can have this friendship. And then after a couple months, it kind of progressed to more than a friendship. And he asked me, if I wasn't in prison, would you be with me? And I said, I might.
How long was he serving time for?
Life.
When did you start putting together a plan to get him out?
Not until about the end of December, and the escape was February 12th. So about 5 or 6 weeks before. And, you know, he came up with this idea. He said, you know, I could hide in your van when you come in to do a dog adoption. And I said, well, now that idea would probably work. And I still just thought it was a game. But then when he told me, I figured out how to do it.
And then how did you turn it around?
And then, you know, I just kept thinking, I have to get out of here. I can't stay, you know, and
you couldn't stay.
I couldn't stay in my marriage.
You couldn't stay in the marriage. Okay. So
and I didn't know how to get out. And I knew I wasn't strong enough at that time to just stand up and say, but I want a divorce, because I couldn't even say why I wanted a divorce. I just knew I wanted out.
And so not only did you want out, but then you broke someone else out. Let's go to the day that it all went down.
Yeah, February 12th, 2006. There were just a lot of things that lined up for that day. My husband was a fireman, and he was working that Sunday. And I usually had someone from the warden's office help me with adoptions, and he was out of town that weekend. And then it was so freezing cold, and we're in the middle of Kansas, you know, and the wind blows, and it was 19 degrees with a wind chill below zero, and it was spitting snow, and the officers don't want to hang out in that weather and really observe what we're doing. So it just, everything worked